All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome to another Ultra Saturdays and another Ultra tournament. This time around, we have the inbounds tournament for you all, and we have a fairly decent showing. There appears in the call to be 6 participants in the tournament, which is quite good, especially considering who we actually have here. Some of the top players amongst the inbounds category. So it'll be a very, very interesting Ultra tournament this time around. I'm going to quickly go over the rules and the structure of how we run the tournament, and then we're going to get started. So, how does the tournament work? Depending on numbers is the main thing for it, but we have enough numbers this time around. We are going to do qualifying rounds. We're going to do 2 qualifying rounds. The first round being inbounds prelude to the end of Act 1, and then the second qualifying round being Act 2. You will play those portions of the game, inbounds, and everybody will play them, streaming them at once. The last person will be knocked out, essentially, so that at the end of the no, it's prelude and Act 1. Prelude and Act 1, so that we can cover it as well. So the first one means a bit more, but it's the last. The person who places last is knocked out at the end of the qualifying round for both of the qualifying rounds that we're doing. So we'll start off with 6 people, and then we'll move along to 5, and then move along to our 4 finalists. It is then that I'll get the random generator to pit our 4 finalists against each other in pairs of 2. You will do an entire full game run to determine then who the actual finalists are going to be. So semi-finalists and then finalists. And I think that covers for the most part. Once we have the actual finals, we will be doing the individual levels portion. And so that means that our 2 runners will be going head to head in levels that is done from them. They can either each get a pick of a level, picking up a ban of a level as well. And then, of course, the remaining, to make it best 2 out of 3, the remaining level will be picked by a spinner wheel that I hope it still saved my settings for it. It should be fine. Exactly, silly Billy, in Discord. That's exactly it. Any questions? Even from Twitch chat. Yep. I actually have been having a nice day, silly Billy. I appreciate you asking that. No, today it was fairly laid back. Binged gaming at the start of the day. Went to town. Oh, that reminds me. I have to post something or other on other social media, because I'm gonna get into a habit of rating food in restaurants and posting about that, because fuck it, I want something to do that'll make me go and try different restaurants and stuff. So yeah, have I stayed hydrated? I have, in fact. Right next to me, I have a can of Fanta, just to start me off. And then as the event goes on, because I will be talking a lot, because I have to keep up my energy, I have something a bit stronger. But I have been staying hydrated plenty. And I recommend all of you stay hydrated as well. Very cool that you saw a partial eclipse as well, Silly Billy. Very awesome indeed. Once more, I'm also going to give shout-outs. Those of you on stream will see, of course, that we have this waiting screen logo up here. This logo was done by Luridus. As you can see, the credit in the bottom right there. They made this absolutely stunning art for Ultra Saturday. I've been using it ever since. I will find some other stuff to use the other variations of this art for at some point. But But yes, it is quite nice. Quite nice indeed. In addition to this, of course, have to give a shout out to as well to T-Node, who made the Ultra Saturday theme song that you were hearing now. The song's name, of course, is just Ultra Saturday. As far as I'm aware, at least, it's Ultra Saturday. But you can actually find it on Spotify, because they put it up there as well. So if you really do like this tune, it is such a lovely bop that loops upon itself, and you can definitely see the inspiration for it there. And now that we can actually put our... I don't know if we can put our own music into Cybergrind yet, or not. Somebody tell me yes or no. But if we can, this would be one I'd put up there. Yeah, there's a mod. I'm sure that modders have been working very well. I have to get onto modders eventually with stuff for certain. Very interesting indeed. Oh, the official one being next update. That sounds interesting. Very nice. But yes, I know that I'm anyways going to add this music into my Ultrakill Cybergrind there, because it is very fitting for, I feel at least. The tournament is due to start incredibly soon. It is simply, we're just waiting for Plat to get back, because I know that Plat's been waiting for this tournament for ages. So, okay, good stuff. So, if you intend to participate in Ultra Saturday, of course, then start streaming your perspective. We want all your perspectives up for the first round of the qualifiers. Hydration is a must for the stream, and for optimal running as well, speed running. Remind me, Simon. I mean, you know, I don't know how to properly pronounce the 4 in your name, so I'm just saying that it's Simon. Apologies to stream side if you just randomly got that bit there. Okay, that should help a bit. Okay. Yeah, so, yes. Simon, what category do you speedrun? Or do you speedrun? I just noticed that you've been talking a while in the Discord, and I know nothing of what you run or not. Who just finished? Whose volume is incredibly high? Nobody's is. I'll figure it out eventually. Oh, there it is. Usam. Okay. That's fine. We'll just pop that down a little bit. That'll be good. Okay, theme tune is off. Let me see if we can get this started for ye. That's a bit better. Put Synthipilly there. This. Good stuff. Now, just I think that is everybody's perspective for the for the moment. Gene, could you go in game for a moment just so I know your perspective is working? Okay, that's good. That's good. I know it's working. So just a few moments more and we'll get through it. Oh, 1-4 runner. Not too bad. Not too bad at all. 1-4 is very popular, so understandable. Have you tried 1-4 weaponless yet? It is quite fun. Anyways, we're not here to talk about weaponless. We're here to talk about that. Whose perspective is... Okay. For some, maybe it's just in my ears and it's not on stream side. But the audio for that was really blaring in my headphones. Let me know stream side if in-game audio is okay. I think my my speaking audio is fine. We'll be starting very shortly as well, everybody. So we're going to be starting off in Prelude from the menu select. So you have to press no when I say go. I'll be giving a 5-second countdown as normal, and when I hit say go, then you press the no button and we'll start. As soon as you are finished with your run, you in voice text must type done. This is in case we have people that are so close and a photo finish, it's whoever types done first will be notified. In case I don't catch it, essentially, who got it. Sometimes when they are really close, I can make out with it, but when it's like so close, you get what I mean. Right, any final questions from anybody? Yeah, we can always get photo finish, but if I can, I'd like to not rely on it. Or rely on Twitch to work, like. All right. I think that about wraps things up. Let me just move everything into place. Just on my screen. Good stuff. All right. Here we go. Qualifying round of the Ultra Saturday Inbounds Present Tournament. The person who places last in this round gets disqualified. All right. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. All right. All right. So, I hope you can all hear me stream side perfectly fine. Yes, you can. Oh, I need to lower people's audio so it doesn't break my ears. Okay, 30. Let's put everybody to about 30 and see if that helps. Yeah, it's fine. This is just for my own sake, because I don't usually do Ultra Saturday with headphones, so this does actually help me a bunch. While I hope that it still is at least somewhat hearable for you, it is the actual gameplay that you're going to be looking at though first. So, let's have a quick glance at where everybody is placed. In fact, for this, I want a little bit of a bigger screen, just so I can see the level names easier. So, everybody appears to be, okay, furthest placements. What do we got? Work down here at the start of O2. Then we have Jean and Ainra approaching closer towards the end of it there. Ainra is the first to leave O2. Very nice indeed. Then midway through O2 over there. Both of them there in O3 now, but Jean taking a bit of a lead against Ainra. Work now entering O3. Usam in O3 as well, absolutely flying ahead with a better kill by a long shot. We now do have Silly Pilly and Plat at the same time, leaving O2 into O3. So at this starting point, everybody's going to be staying fairly neck and neck. But of course, as the time losses build up for people, it will matter more and more how well you perform. Currently, Usam has absolutely flown ahead, gotten through there into O5 already. Ainra right behind, Jean right behind that. So overall, Usam in the lead, followed by Ainra, followed by Jean. Then after that, we do have Silly Pilly, who is followed just behind by Plat. And then Work there, tackling the end of O3, just there. The Swords Machine giving them a bit of bother, it appears. Some very good playing by everybody there. We now have Usam and Ainra roughly at the same time, having left prelude. Following this, we then have Jean following suit, getting done with 05. However, Silly Pilly does get a better kill on the Cerberus, leaving Platt a bit behind there. Very, very interesting indeed. Work, not wanting to be upstage, of course, is still in 05. Might be a little bit behind, but it's still savable. While it's not a full game run, you have to remember that. It's not a full game run. There is less time to save it. It is still quite savable, given that we have a whole act left to do. Alright, coming up still, first place, we've got Usam, followed behind by, in the end of 1-1, we've got Ainra, getting a really nice end room there to finish it off. Jean approaching the end room there as well. We now have Silly Pilly approaching on right behind Jean there, but Platt is really closely behind Jean there, making use of the new gun that we got in one of the very previous updates, I believe. I'm doing a good job at sneaking ahead. Now we are seeing from work a little bit of a slower pace through 1-1 than has been previously seen. But it is understandable given the boss fight of 05. We are all out of prelude though. It's very interesting to spot. Do tell me on stream, of course, if in-game audio from people is too much, too little, so on and so forth. And I'll try to sort things out for you. Alright. So we now have Usam entering into 1-4, followed really closely behind by Ainra. They're also entering into 1-4. Jean, however, is just getting done now there, and he's going to soap the Hideous Mass. Platt taking a nice route around. However, Silly Pilly leaving the level just a bit more than Platt. This is looking to be probably a... Here, I can do that and see, is that a bit better in-game audio-wise. Good stuff. So, Usam is already on 2-2. He does a very good job at holding up with this. Will Usam manage to obtain his 3rd champion title? It's important to remember, and of course, the main reward for coming first in this tournament is that you get officially crowned the category's champion, the ultrasaturday champion of that category. Usam has previously won one for the generalized category, which was the first tournament we actually did. Following that, Colin won the P% category, which is also more a testament, I suppose, to the original structure of how we did the tournaments. And then for the No Mo tournament, that was last month, we had Usam obtain the No Mo, as in the No Enemy Spawns, of course, championship title, and is going for the Inbounds title once more. Now, from what I remember, Usam has done more stuff inbounds in the past, so it is very interesting to see them holding a clear lead ahead of this. However, we do have a decent chunk of them now, all in 2-3, at various points. Silly Pilly and Platt seem to be passing ahead of Jean a little bit, or approaching that pass. Following that then, of course, we do have Ainra, still 2nd place, moving along, but Usam, a great job there, and dodging the hand fight. I have not seen the trick before. You can do that? What? Okay. I'm going to see, does Ainra know how to do that either? Oh my lord. Okay, that's a new trick. And now we have to pay attention. Now we have to pay real close attention. Yeah, no, I didn't know that was possible either, Simon. That is incredibly impressive. Let's see, does Jean know that? Because anybody who doesn't know this is going to lose too much time to the hand fight. Does Jean know it? Jean does know it. Takes a different approach using an ultra dive into an ultra boost to do it. A bit risky, but very interesting to see. Now we have to see, does Silly Pilly know it? And I'm interested to see, does Silly Pilly actually know how to do this, or is just going to fight? Oh, is it that easy to get? Is it that easy to get? Because I'm just curious. I've never heard this before, so I'm going to be very curious just to see. Very, very cool. Very, very cool. So everybody has shown they know it so far, which is quite impressive. Managing to blast their way directly through 2-4 without the biggest bother to inbounds. I never knew that showed up. Absolutely impressive to see that trick for the first time. I'll have to figure out how to do that and try that out myself later. We do have work in 2-3, so not too far behind, of course, but still a bit of work to do. We now have Usam entering to the final level of the qualifying rounds, entering 3-2. Ainra appearing to come up a bit second there. But there's still a decent chance between Jean and Silly Pilly to possibly change places there. The pressure is on. First place, Usam. Very good. Very, very good. Now, one thing I do want to know. Of course. We're approaching Ainra anyways, so. Second place, Ainra. And we now, of course, have Jean coming into the end of that there, but Silly Pilly, Platt going and passing out Silly Pilly a bit there, entering into the arena faster, but can Platt clear it ahead of Silly Pilly? Very interesting indeed. Of course, you can all see the perspectives there. Very interesting. Do we see Jean finishing out? If they do die to Gabriel at any point, of course. Nope. Very professional. Doesn't end up dying. Third place, Jean. Oh, very close call. Fourth place, Platt. And fifth place, Silly Pilly. Very well done, everybody. Very, very well done. Impressive inbounds runs. And I have to say, I was genuinely so surprised at that clip, that little bit of tech that I'd never seen before, which was you can skip the hand in 2-4 while remaining inbounds. I never knew that was a thing, and I was very pleased to see that show up and have that mid-run. Hand skip stuff. But very well done work. You did very, very good, and you were only like a level behind, but it just goes to show, like, everybody's playing at the top of their game this time around, and it just takes small tweaks in the routing and such to see who ends up falling behind. But yes, very well done. I do have to ask, just while I'm looking at the stream count wise and stuff, because I know for the normal Ultra Saturday somebody will do this while participating. Who's also listening to the stream in the background? Yeah, okay. I was having a funny feeling and such. yeah, if it's open, there's realistically nothing in the background I can do to stop you from doing so, bar banning you from the stream, which is excessive. Um, but I do think for the sake of the tournament, you can, in terms of the qualifying rounds. In qualifier rounds, I think you can say it like whatever way, you can take whatever approach for it. But I think for the finals rounds, I'd say maybe don't. Maybe don't listen to the stream, and I'd kind of make that call in the finals rounds for doing that. Don't for the individual levels, and I'd say maybe not for the full game one, because the stakes are more higher here. For here, it's just like whichever, and you might get even more distracted in the qualifying rounds. So it's up to you what you want to do for the qualifying rounds, but I'm making it just sort of a bit of a policy. No, you've got to do it proper for the the finals, as it were. Good stuff. So yeah, everybody, if you are out of hydration, of course, do remember to hydrate. And small rest a bit, of course. Very valid if it's just a sensory thing. You need music and such at the same time as well. I know that whenever I was speedrunning, I'd always have some playlist in the background going. Either that, but I'd also what I would have doing is I used to have it playlist in the background and in-game music muted. I used to have, which did help me when learning it because it made me more aware visually of stuff and to time my things visually as opposed to with music. Because with the music, it's easy to get off beat, I suppose, with it if you make one small mistake, and then the rest of the stuff, if it's dependent on the music of it, I don't know. There's minutia to it. There. But yes. All right. So, work. I will. If you want to stay in the voice call for the remainder of the qualifiers, you can. But as soon as we hit the finals, we're going to be moving to a more private Discord channel, I suppose, instead, just to get more commentary in the possibility. If you want to hang around, you can do so. Actually, and I mean, like, if we'll see how it goes. But right, round 2. Get your streams up and running. Yes, this is Act 2. You're going to be starting off from inside the red room of 5-1. No, sorry, not 5. No, not 5-1. Sorry, 4-1. 5-1 would be too far. Haha, no free greed skip. I'll give a couple more moments to you can make sure you're hydrated, so on and so forth. I can see a couple heading in and attempting some last minute skull flip practice, which is quite interesting. Yes, Ainra, we see something wicked. Very nice. Very nice indeed. Alright, so I'll ask you all to return to the 4-1 red room, of course. That is quite interesting, Ainra. Thank you for showing off that bug. I hope you've reported it to the correct sources in game, of course. I'm sure they can get that fixed properly. Oh, you just found it. Okay. Well, I thought you knew what you were doing, Ainra. So apologies there. um, you could, yeah, you can open multiple terminal things at the same time, um, including having the small hologram of the mob enemies still up going, and it even shows up again as you go in and out of the menu. So that is very interesting. But we're not here to showcase glitches in the game. We're here for the Ultra Tournament. So as normal, I'm going to start a 5-second countdown, and I'm going to go, and then you'll begin. The door must be closed before I say go, essentially. That is your qualifying thing. So you can start whatever slam stores, etc., wherever you feel appropriately times it wise. But beyond that, good luck, essentially. And remember to type done in voice text once you're finished. Alright, here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Very, very nice indeed. So, of course, this is just the same as any percent, as normal. We do see Usam over here taking a different route across there. And so we do have some getting a lead, but the leads are very, very slight. We'll see how Skull Clip goes for people. We have, of course, Ainra lining up for Skull Clip. Misses the blue skull. Silly Pilly gets it. Usam gets the blue skull. Oh, Ainra misses the red skull as well and resets, but Silly Pilly and Usam get the red skull and are on time. I did not see if Platt or Jean get the blue skull. Platt has. They both got the red skull though. However, Jean and Platt are going back for the blue skull. So it appears they both messed that one up. Very interesting. Now, does Ainra manage to get this skull this time around? And does get the blue skull. Very interesting. Very interesting indeed. Of course, we have Silly Pilly and Usam. Inbounds 4-3 is a massively different category. Massively different route change from the normal. So we'll see how they both handle that. However, it does appear Ainra getting a quicker kill manages to take back from that loss and slot themselves around the third place area. Meanwhile, we do have Platt falling behind a bit, having to do the fight and grab the blue skull. There, and as the placements are, it's looking like it's Usam, Silly Pilly, Ainra, Jean, and Platt in that order. Very, very interesting placements at this present moment in time. So we have, of course, Usam loading up 4-4 at this point, having a nice lead to press them on into this boss level. Of course, given the recent changes in one of the previous patches to 4-4, the coins are a bit harder to chain with, but Usam setting up a nail bomb instead. And a dead coin. The nail bomb does not appear to go directly as planned, but it doesn't matter, the coins are strong enough. Very well done. Silly Pilly coming up again now and just performing the dead coin. Oh, but missing it. Oh, but doesn't get quite as good of a coin chain as Usam got, but playing it safe, just getting normal coin hits down to head into the second phase. Usam almost done with the end portion of the level. We now have, of course, Ainra into 4-4 as well. Let's see how well they do, as Platt and Jean are both wrapping up with the last arena of 4-3. Ainra going for a dead coin strat again. Oh, and managing to get some good coin hits off. I am receiving a bit of lag from Ainra's end, but they do get a really good coin to make up some time again against Silly Pilly. So very, very nice indeed. Usam, because this is inbounds, of course, we are dodging encounters where we can. So taking a really nice route to do so there, and fighting arenas you don't normally see there. Since when is there soap on 4.3? There is soap on 4.3 for ages. There has always been soap on 4.3 since it showed up. It's up in the rafters of that last arena. So it is really hard to find, harder than the other level, because at least with 1.3, you had the knowledge of, oh, the person fell down from that hole. Nothing falls down from those rafters. You just have to either spot it by being knocked about or stuff, and so it is quite interesting to tackle, especially for weapons percent routing. Anyways, back to this again. We have 3 of our players in 5-1. 5-1 is going to be a long level. How well you tackle 5-1 could split you apart from others. If you die on 5-1 at any point, that could be very, very massive for how well you do. But we do have Usam entering into the final portion of 5-1 there. And all players now in 5-1 entirely. So a very, very tight race, of course. We have Jean and Platt. We have Jean and Platt, my apologies. We have Jean and Platt, both roughly approaching the same sort of placement speed. But of course, there's still much to be seen. People having different approaches to what arenas they go to and what order they do them in. Very interesting. Usam now approaching the end of the level, and is now going to be a full level ahead of everybody else. Now, of course, 5-2 is going to play out mostly the same as everything. A very good KB explosion to trigger that. Using the new trick that was found there with punching the sentry to the door, or punching the street cleaner to the door in order to block it, so that when you reload, something messes up entirely. However, because it's inbounds, you don't have to kill the ferryman, and so you can just pass on through there. And now Usam is definitely going to be vulnerable. However, we are going to see hopefully some very interesting stuff when we approach inbounds 5-3. This is another level similar to 5-1 that, due to its length, is going to be tricky, but its difficulty is going to be rough. For inbounds, Wrath probably, if I'm not mistaken, is probably one of the harder ends of it. So it'll be quite interesting indeed. Interesting indeed. So we go, of course, the blue skull first, not bothering with the red. Blast your way all the way along, and doing some really impressive coin and core work there to slash through. When will the tourney have P1 and P2? That is very interesting. We did have, the first tournament had it was a general category. So it was every category rolled into one, essentially. And the qualifying rounds were an any percent one, then a P percent one. But then the rest of it was individual levels, essentially. And they had a chance of coming up, or you could select them to come up, essentially. So it is quite interesting indeed on that front. Hello, Elliot's Blade. It is nice to see you. This is currently the inbounds tournament that is going on. Of course, pleasure to see you here and chatting. We now cut back along, and we do have Ainra. After the scuffle through 5-1, Ainra comes out ahead of Silly Pilly in that scenario, having blasted well ahead there and gotten to the second placement. Jean going third as well upon leaving there, leaving Silly Pilly in the dust, as it could be phrased. However, we do have Ainra, who really quickly got through there. If someone can double check, because I don't know how Ainra would have gotten through so incredibly quickly while staying inbounds. I'm sure that it wasn't anything amiss. Or at least I would hope so. In fact, I'm going to really quickly, just on my phone, bring up the stream. Just to see if I can roll back the clock a bit and try and pay attention. See where it's at there. Oh no, I can't. Well, that's a shame. But oh well on that front. We'll just ask after, of course. We'll be approaching the end of it there. I just want to verify in that scenario. Oh, well, if they were speedrunning it this week, it makes sense they'd be on top of the routes and stuff. Makes sense. Alright, so we now have it very caught. Usam and Ainra, same level, fighting it out. However, we do have 3 of our people in 5-3. Well, very well battling out. Usam not quite fast enough through 5-3 in order to make it through. However, we're now at 6-1. 6-1 for both of them very soon for Ainra. The slight lead, will it be enough for Usam to get through the end? Ainra now on 6-1 as well. Going to be very close. Ainra top left, of course. Usam bottom right. Quite interesting. We do have Jean in 3rd place. Still has now gotten to 5-4, fighting the Leviathan. Platt and Silly Pilly in the same room, fighting their way through that battle. Silly Pilly, of course, routing wise, a little bit of a disadvantage here because the vast difference between any percent and inbounds for this particular run. So maybe their lead isn't quite as strong. We do have Usam now at the end there, just has to finish off this arena. It looks like it'll be possible to do. Can Ainra get a fast arena? Because they'll need it. They'll severely need it. Usam will also have to mess up otherwise. Will Usam manage to get a really fast Gabriel? Or will he mess up and get gaved? Pressure's on. Some dead coining. Oh, and very successful dead coin. And there we have it. First place, Usam. Very, very well played, of course. We now, of course, have Ainra. Ainra up here, moving along. Doesn't quite get as good of a dead coin, but still manages to wrap it up fairly well. Second place, Ainra. Very, very good job indeed as well. We now have, of course, 3rd place. Jean looks very solid. Very, very solid in their approach. Not the safest, though. They have to still live through the arena and beat out Silly Pilly. Very interesting indeed. But Jean is through 6-1. We now have Platt and Silly Pilly and the starting portion of 6-1. There, as Jean is hopefully going to wrap up with 6-2 fairly cleanly from what they need. Starting off a dead coin. A bit of a riskier dead coin, and they don't get it. Forced to now do the fight. Will they manage to stay alive? Bit low health they've gotten to there. Slab Marksman, just so you are aware, is just better for the charge shots. That's why it's used. Oh! And we do have Jean get killed there. Can they get the dead coin to perform properly this time around? Or will one of the others get close to passing them out? We have Silly Pilly now entering 6-2. It is quite close. Now, the route is the same for any percent as it is for inbounds. Silly Pilly is in the zone here now. Can Silly Pilly from the dead coin perfectly to grab third place immediately. Oh no, they failed the last bit. Oh, Jean gets killed at the last moment. And now we have, of course, third place Silly Pilly. Very, very interesting. It is now down to it, down to the wire. Can Jean beat this before Platt can? It is down to it. Last racers. Jean needs to hurry up. Oh no. Struggling at all to get over there. It is not out yet, Jean. You can do it. Platt having failed to kill the Gabriel there. It's not over yet. Don't be counting anybody there. The health bars are close. But Platt gets a better dead coin. Has to leave the level quicker. Fourth place, Platt. Very, very well done to everybody. Absolutely fantastic running there. 100%. All right. And I have to say, my absolute condolences, of course, for Eugene as well. Everybody was rooting for you there, but that Gabriel did not want to cooperate. It's absolutely bravo, 100%. Still though, very good running through the lot, and things really, really changed up as soon as we hit the 5-1 and 5-3. Those two levels really shook up some of the standings in it. So I'm very much looking forward to seeing those in the finals when we get to have the one-on-ones, basically. Yeah. Lucky number sevens. Lucky number sevens. Very interesting indeed. All right. So, it's absolute pleasure, Jean. But I'll ask you to head on over stream side. Us here, I will make a small group chat, essentially. We're not going to be moving immediately on. You can have a small break while I make the group chat and such. We're going to be moving away from the current Discord that we're running this in, so that in the finals I can possibly, depending on how placements go, maybe have somebody else commentating with me. Also, okay, I'll definitely. Platt just wanted to absolutely scream there. So, stream side is still able to hear me. Platt, I'm sure, is screaming, maybe just in pure rage or pure so on and so forth. And as much as I'd like to hear what is actually going on between the players and such, it is important that I'm doing this for the viewers' sake, of course. So, in the background, I'm going to go make this room. So, how do I make chat? Direct messages, greet DM. Okay. I know I've got Usams. I know that I have Sillies. I know that I have Platt. And Ainra is the one person I do not have as a friend yet on the Discord. I knew there was somebody. I'll toss you a request there. I'll just do that. And then add friend. Add me friend back there, Ainra, so that I can make a small little group chat and put everybody in it. Silly Pilly, Utsam, Platt, and Ainra. Nice. And we can use this for then doing that. Uh, I mean, the break was only intended to really be give you a moment to rehydrate, go to the bathroom, so on and so forth. But if there's a perspective you want me to see, I can pop you back on, Usam, if you'd just like to show off during the break. I assume Usam's hearing me as well via the stream side and not depending on the record. So I'm going to then go over here. So, staying hydrated, very nice indeed. All right, so I'm gonna leave the call in the Discord and head over to the group DM thing, and so everybody will migrate over to there when they're ready. Good stuff. And I'm gonna start a voice call, and people can share their screen. Their screen. I will then deafen just so noise sakes, of course. Oh, do we do this? Right. Usam, could you start sharing your screen so I can figure out how I can... Oh yeah, I can do the pop out command thing now. It should work perfectly fine. Now, that won't work the same. So I'm going to give this this to look at while I figure out how I'm going to do this. No. Okay. We'll just keep that one the same and we'll make another bit. Cool. And we'll add a source. No, don't add a new source instead. Yeah, that should be fine. And then I just want to... Does it not want to do it right? That's not what I want. That's also not what I want. Less what I want. Why does it not register it properly? Maybe if I watch stream. Ah yes, Usam showing off the fantastic skills of 4S. If only I could figure out how to show it off to ye. Give me a second. No, I can't hide that, which is a shame, because that has other people on it, which I don't want to bother. Okay, we can figure out another way to do this. Okay, let me get that up. I can put it here, and then do this, like so. Okay. Right. Now I need to figure out. Oh, okay. Apologies, streamside. I don't know why it's not working particularly how it should. But we'll work something or other out. Because I want to be able to see chat at the same time. Okay, so there's this here. Now, can I crop? Transform. that suits a bit, but apologies for the delay. Of course, all of you, go get some water. Go hydrate, and start some questions in the chat as I try and actually sort this out, please. No, no. Oh, okay. Why is it like this? You know what? That should be fine. And then okay, and this one should be. No, no, that's too much. That's closer. That might help. And then we can crop from the top. It's fine. And then okay, you know what? Then we go. Okay, maybe that works. Maybe that works. Let me do this just to see. It cuts people off a smidge at the sides, but it's fine. It works. It's totally okay, and I will have nothing to worry about for this. Okay. Tell me if that's good on the Twitch end, people. That's important. It is quite important, in fact. 4S in the background, in fact. Thank you. Thanks to Usam, of course, for being able to sort that out. Move, please. Thanks. Okay. This allows me access to this, and I've got access to the chat. There, I should have access to enough stuff with how I've got it set up. Okay, so now that I can undeafen myself, I assume the screaming is perfectly finished. We are now ready at last to actually start the finals. A fantastic variety of memes all of our participants are putting here in the group chat. Some of these, of course, I am going to save, especially that one with the cat. Sorry, StreamSide, you don't get to see this. But time to get our players, of course. Get who is actually going up against who. Which I'm going to do it by a random generation. Team generator. I believe this is the one that I use. Yes. Cool. So, of our 4 participants, Ainra, Silly Pilly, Silly Pilly, Usam and Plat into groups of that. Very interesting. All right, so the selections are. I actually think I can do this via my phone, so I don't have to mess up the stream side anymore, because I'm doing it a very weird way with the stream side, because it doesn't want to work, but it's fine. Cool. Okay. Apologies for the delay in starting the final rounds. Plat, why did you have to shove that in my eyes? Okay. Here is the matchups. There you go. So, I'll remind you all again how this is going to go down. The next race is full game. You are starting from 0-1 and ending on 6-2. And it's whoever you essentially beat first. Whoever wins first. You are all going to be doing this at the same time, for the purposes of saving a bit of time, of course. But there will be plenty of time used on the finals. Do not you worry about that. Good stuff. So I'll ask you all to start streaming now. I have 3 streams up at the moment. Just have to get yours up, Plat. Lovely. Lovely, lovely stuff. So, let us... I'm hearing myself in the background. This is the finals. You are not allowed to have me in the background for the finals, people. Alright. Nice. Yeah, 2 1v1s at the same time. We have, for stream's sake, we have on the right-hand side of the screen, we have Plat and Usam, who are versus each other. On the left-hand side of the screen, we have Ainra and Sillypilly, who are against each other. Remember to type... done. Done in the little group chat thing we've got going. Once you are finished, just in case it's a really close photo finish. All right. Without any further ado, may the semi-finals of the Ultra Tournament inbounds percent commence. 5, 4, 3, 2. Wait. I saw a question. Usam, it is full game. Full game 0-1 to 6-2. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Alright, so none of the participants should be able to, in fact, hear me now. So it is just us chat. Even though, of course, well, maybe the viewer count just didn't update it, but it's fine. But we are seeing a lead from Plat now, a bit of a lead, very slightly against Usam. Meanwhile, Ainra has a significant lead through 0-1, at least, comparatively. Plat burning through 0-1 and escaping 0-1 first. Ainra also escaping 0-1 first in their bracket. A very interesting start. you see. Platt absolutely burning through O2 is currently leading amongst all four in them. Platt clearly having saved energy throughout in order to properly speed through. Ainra not taking the little shortcut through the sides, losing a little bit of time there, but Silly Pilly is also not taking the little shortcut through the sides too. So no real time loss there. We now have, of course, O3, which Usam, as we saw in the previous Power 1 race, manages to blast through at a terrifying rate in that startup. But who has the better kill? It is Usam on Swords Machine with the better kill there. Much, much faster. But Platt's not too far behind. It's still all to play for with this small of a difference. We now have Ainra in 04 with Silly Pilly just entering 04 now. Catching up fairly between them, but we'll see. More race to come. I'd remind everybody in the chat at this point to absolutely stay hydrated as I'm swapping over to my energy drink. Very, very interesting stuff. So, we do have now 05 Cerberus, Usam taking the lead with a good start off in the fight, but does Platt have a better boss fight? And it does not appear that Platt does so. Usam taking the lead in the boss fight with a really, really killer move, using the rail coining alongside as well. Now, of course, Platt having saved the rail coin for later on when both of them had fully spawned, Usam having gotten a very strong attack to start off with to spawn them both faster, is now has a significant enough lead. They're really tight with the coins to get through that drone room. We focus on these over here. Ainra appears to now be neck and neck with where Usam is at there, but still a bit ahead of Silly Pilly. Silly Pilly and Platt, you know, neck and neck in their progress, but still almost the same amount across from Usam and Ainra. Very, very interesting indeed. Very interesting to see. Good stuff indeed. So, we do have Platt catching up a bit now. Catching up a bit, of course, with Usam there. Still a good encounter behind in a bit, but is not at the level gap yet. Meanwhile, we do have Ainra and Silly Pilly there, approaching that level gap ever so slightly with these fast levels that run through. We now have Usam entering on into 1-4. Meanwhile, we have Platt just on the boss fight of 1-3 there. Really solid soap to get on through. Does Usam make any mistake? Oh, they do! They make a small mistake there with the coins. But they manage to redeem it on the second attempt. Only losing a little bit of time. Does Platt get a perfect inbounds 1-4 though? Yes, they do. Single attempt. They've officially made some time back from Usam there. Meanwhile, Ainra messes up 2-1 and has to reset. That is a massive boon to Silly Pilly, who's just entering 2-1 there. We go for the rocket and then an ultra boost, using the shotgun swapping from extra bit and a bit more rocket range to get to the end of the level in under 15 seconds. We do have a similar looking strat, except we go for that eruption there. Oh, and just a couple of seconds off of each other with that 2-1. Silly Billy is catching up. Meanwhile, we have a big catch up here. Platt really close behind there, but in attempting a trick, gets caught up with all the mob spawning and wastes some time. What was previously neck and neck is now significantly different. However, does manage to simply just stop wasting it, keeps on going through to 2-3, a very tricky inbound jungle. Interestingly enough, a trick that you're seeing commonly in this 2-3 was found by Platt, as far as I'm aware at least. The one where they slam down next to that opening door and use the whip to grab the skull without actually doing the arena. I believe that was found by Platt himself. And at the time, it was used for a small bit of routing in the early days of Weapon as Present. As sort of a consideration of could an optimized inbounds beat the really bad door clip out of bounds for Weapon as Present? The answer is no. The door is not that bad. However, Platt, burning ahead through the arenas, now is neck and neck with Usam in 2-3. Very, very interesting indeed. Also, let's pop back towards Ainra here. Ainra already on 2-4, Court of the Corpse King, and blasting ahead. Now, an important trick that we're going to see again here, which I'm very excited to see. Do people manage to successfully do the trick there? Look at how neck and neck Platt and Usam are. Silly Pilly just entering 2-4 now. All runners in 2-4. This is the top level Ultrakill playing here. This is top level speedrunners for inbounds. And it appears we have successful ones for Platt and Usam, but Ainra failing on the first one, having to reset again to try it. Hand skip VJSO, hand skip. Very, very impressive. I didn't know it existed for a good while, so it was very impressive. But we do have Platt taking the lead into 3-1. There's still a lot of game left to play, but this is a good sign, a very good sign. Now we have Ainra still keeping the lead on Silly Pilly. Remember, the matchups are the right hand side against each other and the left hand side against each other. It's still all to play for, but some really good signs amidst it all. Now, of course, it's important to note Usam already has 2 champion titles, and you know some might say that that is too much, but not Usam, clearly. But maybe Usam would have the chance to get into the finals for this. Ooh, what a very good coin shot there, noting that he missed the punch, decided to toss the coin behind its head and shoot very soon along. Platt now has a sizable lead, tackling the arena much better. Oh, but Usam, no slouch at the arena either, beats it faster by just a small bit, and the lead that Platt had is gone. We now have a bigger lead approaching the left hand side. Ainra now entering 3-2 with Silly Pilly still in the center fight of 3-1. Still to play for. Could be some massive mix-ups, but the likelihood comes less and less that you'll be able to make it back. Now, who leaves Act 1 first? We give a very successful dead coin from Usam to push through the end marginally faster than that there. We have a quicker exit from the level through the cutscene. Very interesting. Yes, that cutscene exit was very important, because as you can see, Usam was leaving 4-1 as soon as Platt had just entered it. And level difference is level difference. Now, Is Usam? Yes, Usam gets the blue skull. Usam gets the red skull. Oh, we missed the blue skull from Platt. Do we get the red skull? Silly Pilly entering Greed. Ainra misses the red skull and goes restart mission. There's a significant difference now. This could be the point that Silly Pilly makes it back. Usam now, because of the skull clip alone, is going to be taking a lead. Oh, and a death from Platt. Oh, it is such a tough trick to pull off. It can't be understated that it is quite the trick to pull off with skull clip. It was the bane of Weaponist Present for the longest time before we got that rebind. That makes it easier. I hope it doesn't cause more problems if we don't have the rebind. Nice to see you, Pineapples. Best runners get these skulls first try after only a second or two are set up. It is so crazy. And like, we see it a bunch in Ultra Saturday, every now and then, like seeing the skull clip done. It becomes like more common to see it done first try and such. But it cannot be understated how tricky of a piece of tech that like the skull clip is. Because it's very timing and aim oriented. You could be a little bit off in either positioning or mouse timing, and you're done for. But we now have some big changes and some small changes amidst it all. Silly Pilly has to try and not die and just about manages to fend off death in that massive arena there for it. Usam, now in 4-4, are going to be moving on to Wrath, while Platt is still remaining in Greed. The skull clip might be Platt's Achilles heel in this sense. We now have, though, of course, the difference. Silly Pilly and Ainra, there in 4-3, quite neck and neck, but not absurdly so. Ainra still taking a lead, of course, heading into 4-4, but Silly Pilly quite close behind. Very interesting to see. I'll quickly go over just a very small bit. To those of you who are new watching, welcome. This is Ultra Saturdays, a weekly event, speedrunning event that we do casual speedrunning races between a lot of speedrunners in the community. Where anybody of any skill level, be you a world record holder or have just hopped on the boards for the first time, can head to for the normal Ultra Saturday event. However, this week you've come to a very special one, which is one of our tournaments. We're going to be doing monthly tournaments, each tournament being for a specific category of the game, speedruns. This time it is inbounds. Inbounds any percent. So, of course, you cannot use any of the out of bounds tricks. You must play inside the walls of the level the entire time. And of course, the winner of this will be crowned the inbounds champion. We've done a couple of tournaments like this where we've crowned champions before. We've done we have done the general category. We have done the any percent category. We've done the P% category, and we've done the NOMO, which is no enemy spawns category as well. So we have it is a selection of champions. For P%, we have Colin, who absolutely smashed it in the individual level portion of it. Was literally unbeatable in the individual level portion. So that is interesting to see. We then have the I'm trying to remember. I think it was Cynic who won the any percent one, but I'll have to double check that and ask about it later. If anybody in the chat currently knows and remembers, do tell me. Do tell me if you were there. but Usam has 2 titles for sure. I think Usam has the Nomo title and the General category that we did for the first time to test out the tournament format. Anyways, enough about that. How's the actual game going? 3 of our runners are in 5-1, and at various points throughout 5-1, of course. Whereas Usam is ahead in 5-2. Of course, the matchups are the right-hand side versus each other, and the left-hand side versus each other. So it's interesting to see Ainra in the lead currently between Ainra and Silly Pilly. Ainra in the final portion there. Meanwhile, Silly Pilly just grabbing, I believe that should be the second last skull to get, it appears. Very interesting to see, of course. Then we have Platt going for another blue skull there, whereas Usam is blasting their way through 5-3. You need to see a 5-2 that gets Florp and brings them to the end of it. I mean, like, that's very possible to do. I'm sure if people just... You could route it that when you did any percent, you just grab Florp for the sake of it. But we do sometimes in the casual event have, of course, the secret sort of thing. Oh, go grab Florp, etc. As part of Ultra Bingo, which is a weekly thing that happens. We now have, of course, Ainra in 5-2, moving along rather nicely. Silly Pilly entering into the end of 5-1, along with Platt, who will very quickly be approaching the end of 5-1 as well. Some very good ultra boosts in the water to sort that out. Very, very interesting indeed. Usam nicely making their way through. I want to look at Ainra's. Whoa, yes. So Ainra, as you can see, is absolutely tearing through 5-3. This was in the previous Act 2 race that we had as part of the qualifying rounds. Ainra tore through 5-3 that I was like, how did you get that fast without going out of bounds? They're only 20 seconds in the level and they're already past the arenas. Using the rocket for that just about enough blip there so you can save ultra boost ammo and don't have to waste time on the slam store. 30 seconds and they're already at the big arena fight in the game. The level is practically over. Usam fighting Leviathan now. Meanwhile, we have Platt, who's tackling 5-2. Very interesting indeed. Indeed it is. Very, very interesting. Let me just quickly do that. Okay, I just want to make sure that everything on stream was holding up okay. But it seems to be doing just fine. Good. Good stuff. Platt approaching the end of that now. Did they dash too early? Will they have enough momentum? They appear to have done so indeed. Now they get through 5-2 into 5-3, but will it be enough? Usam has to mess up majorly, or Platt has to play the best Ultrakill of his life in order to pass through. Nice to see you, Blue96. Good to have you about. Yes, Usam is blasting through this. A little bit of time lost there from actually hitting the idol, but that's fine. You know, not much of a bother. The big arena fight now. They could mess... as I was saying, they could mess this up. No. They've already got the hideous masses down in a matter of seconds. So very interesting. We do have Ainra just now beating 5-4 with Silly Pilly behind. A good most of 5-3 behind, but still not the worst. But very interesting to see. Platt now approaching the big arena along with Silly Pilly now approaching the big arena. It is looking like we'll have a very interesting finale. The The victor of match 1 in the semi-finals is Usam. Very well played. Of course, we still have more to play with. There is plenty to tackle. Ainra, in a matter of seconds, getting those hideous masses all done and dusted. Platt is continuing to play on, of course. I mean, there's nothing against it. No rule that says you can't. But just to finish the run, sometimes you just gotta. Very good game, though, to Usam. Really, really top level inbounds running stuff. We will see now Ainra in 6-2. Getting along quite nicely. Usam, I don't know if you were paying attention to stream or not, if you can hear me at the moment. I'll ask you again later, actually. We now have Platt absolutely destroying the Leviathan. But going for some core shots there, just for the fun of it. Dashes to mediate that there. The winner of match 2 is Ainra. Very, very well done to our runners. Of course, those of you who are still playing, you can finish out the run if you really do wish to, or do whichever, of course. It is totally up to you. But we have undoubtedly have seen the peak of inbound skill tonight. 100%. While we're waiting, of course, this can be part of the break period for Ainra and Usam. Stay hydrated, go to the bathroom, so on and so forth. Rest your hands, because the finals are going to be coming up. One thing I want to ask, of course, is actually I can try and find myself. I'm trying to find it myself by just using the search feature that Discord has. From me, champion. Where have I said champion? Okay, sorry. I was just looking up to see what category champions that we had gotten and stuff. So, the first champion, of course, being the first champion of the tournaments that we had for the general category was Usam. Following that, we did do the P% tournament, where we had the champion being Colin. A very impressive Colin. Then we had the any percent champion, which I believe Usam grabbed again from what my own voice messages say. And we did do the No-Mo tournament, didn't we? Am I correct? Yeah. Who won that one again?
VJS, GIS.
Oh, VJSO.
I think. Yeah.
Yes, I don't know why I never said that in any of the Discord at all. But yes, VJSO has that title. Very nice indeed. Very, very cool. All right. So, let me get perspectives over to the waiting screen. As important bit coming up, very important bit. We now are going to start with the final between Ainra and Usam. I want to make it clear to everybody who's watching stream side that Usam already has some championship titles under his belt. But you know, if you want to, you can. There's no rule that says you can't gain multiple titles.
Yes, sir.
No, it's fine.
Or of it, what was it? Oh,
It's all. I think through all of the streams, it is very evident that it's been fully earned. So, bravo, bravo indeed. Now, am I really quiet on stream? That might be a mixture of That might be just a mixture of where I am sitting next to my mic. But yes. Please tell me yes, it remembers. Okay. Cool stuff. So, yes, that is very clear. So, for the finals, I've been talking this entire time. My voice is going to absolutely die on me if I don't at least give it a little bit of a break-ish. So, I won't be the only commentator for our finals match. Platt, who has ran this category for as long as I can think of, anybody remember, for as long as I can remember, anybody has. Platt has agreed to give some commentary as well. Platt, being much more familiar with the category and the different routing for it, will 100% have a greater input than I will on the category, bar saying who's in first and the different tricks people pull off. So for this final round, the participants must deafen themselves so that I can stay unmuted and we can hear Platt's commentary as well on the stream. So if you and we'll do the countdown via the chat essentially. So you deafen yourself, and I'll in the Discord chat just say like do a 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go, essentially. Lovely stuff. So, without any further ado, you can our two finalists, Ainra and Usam, can respond. Of course, you don't have to speak in voice text if you don't, or you don't have to speak if you don't want to. You can reply in text in the group chat. But because Usam, because you finished first in compared to Ainra, you get the option of do you want to be the first to pick bands, or do you want to be the first to pick levels?
oh well. I think we were like talking about in the chat that we want to do random, right, Ainra?
Yeah, we can still ban levels from it.
Do we still ban?
It'll be random bands, yeah. Or like, do you want to do random bands, or do you want to pick your bands and then do random picks?
I'll go with whatever you want to do.
I'm down with whatever, so
it's your choice.
Clearly, these
random bands, I guess.
Clearly, these runners know exactly what levels they do and don't like.
Yep.
I know one level I want to ban, but I'm not the one choosing. So, yeah.
We can do random bands if that's
okay.
one of the options.
Just so we don't keep going back and forth.
Yes.
Yeah, random bands.
I thoroughly enjoy when the participants are able to make decisions. Lovely. So, I will now get... I don't know why...
Also, the wheel picker's like kind of off center, by the way.
Yeah, it's off center because I wasn't using.
It's a bit strange.
It wasn't using the right screen capture. I thought I had transitioned to it, but I don't know. Streamlabs, it was being weird.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. So, here's how it works. I do because I did this wheel up ages back, and we're still using the same one. This is a wheel that has all the levels of the game, not counting secret levels. Even though that's like kind of applicable, I suppose, to inbounds. There's a few levels that do. There's a few secret levels that do have out of bounds strats, but I don't see us enjoying however many amount of time people are going to spend on Inbounds 1S. So there is that. Right. So we're doing the bans first. 2 levels will be banned from it, as is normal. None of you want to pick levels to ban, so this is last call. Are you sure you don't want to pick what levels to remove, or will you let the wheel decide?
Yeah.
Yep, random chance.
Okay. First level being banned.
For content.
For the views.
1-1 is banned.
Oh, damn.
Gonna do a just slight list for my own sake, so that I can. Yeah, I was gonna do something like that.
Oh, I did that. Oh.
I'll get one in stream chat.
I can keep track if you want.
Second ban, here we go. Five 4 is banned.
I'm actually glad. Okay, awesome.
I'm not. I'm mad.
Yes.
Oh wait, is it 2 bans?
Yes, 2 bans. So that's all the
Yeah,
bans
okay.
out of the way. No more levels are being banned. Don't worry, 5-3 is still there, Ainra, and we saw how you were.
Oh yeah. I'm so glad about 5-3.
Lovely. So there are 3 levels left to be picked. I'm going to just, for the sake of it, ask again. Are you sure you want them all to be randomly picked?
Yep.
Yep.
All right. Here we go. First level. Three 1. 3-1 inbounds.
Okay.
Quite an interesting one. A very different to the 80% routing. So it'll be very interesting.
This could be interesting.
How it is, because there are a lot of ways you could mess up and work on that. Alright, second level. Oh.
Oh no, my skull's getting
Oh,
down.
yes.
So, this is...
Oh, that's unlucky. That's
Four.
I'm
unlucky.
gonna be practicing skull sit right now.
4-2 inbounds. This has made quite a name for itself amongst the stuff. Because as we were going on in the last bit, 4-2 may have been a kryptonite to Plat in that last
And
full
me.
game one. Very interesting. All right, last random level. Here we go. And the level is 5-3.
Yay!
Some
Wow, I
very,
love this roster. Not gonna lie.
some very big levels for inbounds stuff, I have to say. We have the skull clip as a surprise appearance to really toss some chaos into the mix there. But overall, very interesting. Very interesting seeing from that. So, I'll ask our 2 competitors to start streaming now. Yep, if you wish to, of course. I know in previous tournaments we have, of course, done sort of the rundown of how do you feel about facing this opponent and such. To be honest, I did kind of forget after I brought in all the finalists into the small thing to interrogate ye about how you felt going into the finals. But I suppose if you'd like to give your thoughts on sort of the lineup of the levels that you've got here and how you're feeling, you can say whichever, of course. At this point.
Well, listen, I've been watching your run the past week to learn the category, so I hope you've taught me well.
Oh, damn. Okay. just the past week, and I guess we meet in the finals, huh?
Yep.
That's crazy, right?
Very
I haven't like run much lately at all, so I'm surprised I have gotten this far. Yeah. Good
somehow
luck.
I'm not. Somehow I'm not after your previous tournaments.
Honestly, P%'s been carrying me so far.
That's very fair. That's very
Yeah.
All right. I will get your streams up there. Now, how this is going to work, because I know that we gave... how is this going to work? I'm going to give you all a portion of time. You can divide this amount of time up between the levels, however you choose. And so you could, if you wanted to, you could just not spend any time on a particular level and just focus on the two of them. Right? For the... I know we did particular time amounts for the NOMO, and we did 20 minutes for the P%. Well, we did the 20 minutes for the P% because P% is just longer in general. And so we did much less for the NE% and NOMO. I can't remember exactly what we did do for the NOMO, how much time we gave, but I'm thinking per level... per level for the NOMO, I don't know if it was 20 minutes. It might have been 30 minutes total for the NOMO. I want to do... let's say... You know what? Let's make it a nice 45 minutes. Because it's inbound. It's closer to the lines of P%, and with the levels that we've got, 5-3 and 3-1, those will take up chunks of your time just to get repeated attempts at those. I mean, we can do 40 if it's a time thing. We can even just do 30. I just sort of... I'm trying to gauge, of course, because we've only done so many of these tournaments, what's appropriate for category versus that, and I get the time zones is a stressor for stuff. So I think if people are 45 a bit much for that's grand. We'll do 30 minutes, 10 minutes a level. That means like you've gotten this far, your skill should carry you through levels well, and time management between how much you spend on different levels would be a big thing. All right, we have an agreement that it's 40 minutes for the players, as what they have said. I assume you're okay with that, Platt. If you do have to head amongst it, you can just head, and I'll keep the commentary going. Yes. Perfect. So, levels are 3-1, 4-2, and 5-3. Category is inbounds. You can spend however much of time you like on any particular level, but the total time is 40 minutes. I'm going to set a timer, of course, so that it keeps going. You must have a screenshot of the end screen of that level, right? Of all of your levels. You must not post that screenshot to the group chat until I say so. That particular time will, if you end up accidentally doing so, I will not count that particular time. I'm making a firm stance in it. It's both for fairness and also just like whichever. Don't post your screenshot early. And you must have a screenshot for all three, so I'd recommend either making a blank Discord channel on the left of that to put screenshots in, or having somewhere on your computer to keep the screenshots. Right. You can start from the red room, of course. All the levels do have red rooms in them, so yes, you can start from the red room. Make sure that door is closed, though, of course. Right, and the last but certainly not least, is, of course, I'm giving the 5-second countdown in text format. So when I type go is when you will actually start, and when I'll start the clock. You must now, I'll ask you to deafen, so that we can have commentary in the background. So just make sure that you are all deafened. Because of the way I have it set up, I cannot actually make out if you're deafened or not, but I'm going to assume you are. And continue along that way. Yeah, Platt will be able to snitch on me. Yeah, good stuff. Good stuff. All right. I'm just looking at the chat there. People typing the bands. Having the 3 levels to run. Yeah, Pineapple. It is definitely going to be very tasking of levels to run. Very interesting indeed. Good stuff. Okay. Platt, you can join the call. I assume you can join the call and say hello to everybody as well on the stream. You should be audible. Oh, when it starts, you can absolutely do so. I'll probably just take a back seat for the sake of my voice. Right. So, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Hello, everybody. I think that's the most annoying levels that you could get, in my honest opinion, for that kind of a format. And that's really good that Anura did not learn from me and learn from Yusum, because that would not be the situation that we have right now. Anura would not be close to finals.
I can absolutely agree with you there. These levels that have popped up are mental for inbound.
That is actually one of the longest levels there is. They are for sure in top 5 of the longest levels in Not a Bounds. Mostly because there is no bounds. There is no arena skips. There is only skull skips and clean arena kills.
Yeah, I think the only other long level that could have shown up would have been 4-3.
4-3, 5-1. Those are levels that I don't think there is any other levels that as long as the ones that we got. No boss levels, which is pretty cool.
It is. You could have had P2, someone saying in the chat.
That would be crazy. That is the worst luck you can get.
Yes, that would certainly have been one that people probably would have just avoided.
Of course, I hoped for some lost levels, like 2-2, 2-4, but that is what it is. I have the most expertise in these levels, but I do know how other levels work. It is gonna be annoying for Enra to run against Yusum in 4-2, because Yusum been pretty decently taking the world records for any percent, and any percent is basically the same for Not a Bounds, the routing. So he could have a little problem with that Yusum is the... Actually, let me check that for real quick, because
I know Usum's done a lot of work with the skull clip, and I believe, I might be wrong on it, but Usum might have been one of the first couple of people to find the skull clip. I might be wrong, but I know he was definitely one of the ones to first route it and stuff.
That was not Usum, if I believe. I think that was...
was it Jay?
That was Sophie Pulse. That is they used to go by DK.
Oh yes. God, skull clips.
Yeah, that was very old. we see that Enra went to 3-1 without finding any success in 4-2, which is reasonable because 4-2 is really annoying. 3-1 is one of the most annoying levels just because of this starting portion, because the geometry is very annoying and the placement of malicious face that eats up all the explosions that you get. So what you want to do is skip the arena by going over the trigger point, and often what happens, the malicious face sneaks through the door and absorbs the explosion, so you don't get any
Right.
momentum. So that could be really annoying.
Yeah. And one thing I'll ask now in terms of inbounds routing, was it ever considered instead of doing the explosion to get up on the eye, to just do an ultra dive to get over the boss trigger, the
It
room trigger
could,
essentially?
uh, it is, it could be considered, but because the ultra dive needs a setup, so you have to do the slam
Hmm.
storage before you can do a ultra dive. Doing a upwards UB and then a up would be much faster. It would
Yeah.
save you like half a second at least.
Yeah, I suppose you're definitely correct there. I mean, I'm just imagining it because, of course, I had to before we had the current out of bounds that we do have for weaponless. I did have to route inbounds
Yeah,
weaponless, and so I had a similar esque setup. And I think if I had to
yeah.
optimize it, like I'd probably do the slam store and bump my head off of the door frame
Yes, yeah,
in the
of
start.
course.
But like, yeah,
Yeah, but it is, I think, the second fastest option. So I don't think that what Enra does here is
hmm,
faster than the Ultra Dive. Uh, Enra does a, if I'm correct, a mal rail boost and then just slides on the like on
slides, yeah,
the
along
X,
the.
yeah,
Hmm.
on the rock, which is much slower than the dive, but it is much faster than doing the arena. So it is a good
Yeah,
arena
it's
skill. Yeah,
always
yeah.
it's another time save, but
Yes,
we
yes,
still have to consider it's a versus here and stuff. And
yeah.
one thing I've noticed through the full game runs and paying attention to the lottery and stuff, um, comparatively between Usam and Inra, I think Usam has a faster final arena in 3-1.
That is true. Yusum always had like a weirdly good exit arenas. Yeah, always been good at any arena there is, but like his 4-3, his 3-1, and the arenas are insane. I don't know what it is about them that he's so like good at them naturally, but somehow even goes beyond his own like skill expectation. And getting a 28.6 for
Ooh.
Yusum on 4-2 is incredible. I think that's it for Yusum 4 right now. I don't think
I'm gonna
he
bring
needs to
up
do
in
anything.
the background speedrun.com just to head to ILs and try and comparatively see.
That is 4? Yeah, 4 seconds slower than the world record, but it is crazy still.
We do see them once again in the same level this
Yeah.
time. Now, from looking at the full game runs as watching the Ainra did appear to have the faster 5-3. So much so that in the Act 2 full game one that you did, I was shocked for a moment thinking, did Ainra go out of bounds at any point? Because caught up so quickly. And you can see even there with like using the rocket like there to just get that just enough height on it instead of using
Getting
like slam store setup or like going too high.
yes,
Like
getting
it's
to the top before the idol spawns is insane. That
mm,
is actually very fast. I don't think I ever got that fast to that point, but Yusum still Yusum has some crazy arenas, and his 4-2 gonna be a probably a win It's probably gonna be the
Yeah.
level that he takes home.
Mhm.
But we'll see what happens next. We have 5-3, we have 3-1 from Enra. 4-2, I don't think we had a finish from Enra on 4-2,
No,
but
no, we didn't manage a finish from main round 4-2, and I think we got maybe one time off on 3-1, possibly
mhm.
there. Um, let's see now. Levels.
Okay, yeah. As we can see, the Enra's time for the past two attempts that they made was for placing Blue Skull was 19, somewhere around mid 19, and Houston just got a 22, which is definitely a time save on Enra's part.
Very, very nice. Very nice indeed. I'm just gonna go. They're both in 5-3. No, the any percent isn't going to be a good comparison.
Yeah. But we'll get soon a not a bounce filter
That's going to be
on
great.
speedrun.com. That is
And are
very
you
useful for
are you
any
gonna
new.
is inbounds going to be on the main board, or is that going to be category extensions?
It is gonna be on new on main board. It is gonna be in filters in main board for ILs,
Hmm.
but they're not gonna be a different category for ILs for not a bounce.
Right. Yeah.
But it is gonna be much easier to find out the best strats for newer players, which
Definitely.
gonna bring more people to the category, which cannot make me happier.
Yeah. I
I
mean,
just
like
like seeing people run this category. That's it.
you've been running inbounds for at least as long, if not longer, than I've been doing weaponless, and like you know well how good it is seeing new runners to it and stuff, because it
Yeah,
makes the route
it is.
so much nicer, and everybody finds their own sort of
Yeah.
route change.
For the longest time, we didn't have like a lot of new not a bounce runners. We had just high tier runners like Usum, like Sync, Haze that would just come in into category and start running it. But in the past few months, we've seen a big influx of people that are just starting to speedrun and they're starting with not a bounce. And I think
Hmm.
that's one of the reasons why we see the change from category extensions to the main board because
Yeah,
BGB and the
yeah. If
modders.
if it's the first speed run you do, you'd want it to be represented on
Yes,
on the
exactly,
board.
exactly.
I don't think anybody's going to be starting their speed running with weaponless percent uh,
Yeah,
any anytime soon. But
probably not.
I can hope for maybe individual levels at some point, because I think
Yeah, yeah,
that offers a challenge that's not been looked at. But I mean, I'll keep
very
on
true.
shilling it until the day I die. To answer
Very
a
true.
question in the chat, is it the final comparison levels one or the total time? So essentially, for 5-3, for example, uh, the winner between the two of these of 5-3 would be whoever has the lower time, and it's a best 2 out of 3 levels worth. That's why we're doing 3 levels, um, so that there's no way that you can have a tie on it. In the scenario that the two people's times match, uh, they each get one attempt to just go and run the level, and whoever wins it wins it. But we've not had that happen yet.
A tie in that kind of a scenario would be crazy.
It really would. Those rules go for normal casual ultrasaturdays as well,
Yeah,
but we've not seen it yet. Given that the timer goes down to like 3 digits, like yeah,
but it
it'd
would
be
be pretty hype.
it would be
I'm
so
not gonna lie.
hype, so hype.
Okay, Enra getting a 18.6 blue skull placement is
18.6.
very crazy. That is very
Very,
good
very
time.
impressive stuff.
The only thing that I have to mention right now is that it is a little upsetting that we did not see Syncat
Yes.
attend the tournament, but it is okay because
Hmm.
there is some I believe, personal stuff that had to be settled.
Yeah.
And I don't think speedrunning should go in a way of real life.
Oh no, absolutely. I mean, like with any of the stuff I end up doing online, be it D&D stuff that I run or this, like I'll always say real life comes first. Like that's something
Yeah.
you do really have to prioritize. Some people, I've known a few people who get a smidge too invested in a thing that happens online on a regular basis, and yeah, when it comes into priority, that it can be off. So I do say real life comes first. Um, yeah.
There is a seem to be a little more interest in running 5-3 for both the runners
Mm.
rather than running 131.9. God damn, that's a level. That
Mm.
is a very fast 5-3.
Well, we
Wow.
do have 126 over here.
Oh, damn.
Um,
That is. Yusum right now seems to be in the lead.
yeah, Usam. While he doesn't have as fast of a blue skull, possibly, though he's speeding up. You can see him really speeding up with the getting the blue skull. Um,
That is true.
as he's going, optimizing that route. Um, I think the exit after having flipped the whole level upside down, Usam might have a bit of advantage on that. So
Oh, 16-second placement for Yusum right there.
very,
Wow.
very nice. Yeah, on the pineapples in the chat there saying that the previous run, the 126, that
Yeah.
Usam had a
17,
17
yeah.
second.
7. Yusum seems to be in the lead right now and seems to want to get another
Yeah,
title
because I
in
think
his Ultra-Saturday
yeah,
career.
steal all those champion titles and just hold them all. Um,
Would be this would be the third one, right?
this would
For
be the third
Yusum.
one. Usam has the
Yeah.
general one, which we did at the start, which was all
Yeah.
categories. It was mostly to test out is the format possible, and we've sort of through the course refined it more and more, and I'm happy with the format now. I feel it does really test your skill properly.
It is. It does.
Um,
It does for sure. It does.
as opposed to what we ended up doing for the P% one, which had the finals entirely of individual levels, which then let
Mm.
Colin just sort of after qualifying waltz through because
Destroying everybody.
everybody had to ban 01 and Colin was
Yeah.
almost unstoppable at 02. Uh,
That is a actually that was the idea behind me joining here because I did think that semifinal was gonna be IELTS and the final is gonna be the full game, but it wasn't.
right,
Um,
yeah. No, that makes
yeah,
sense.
and I
We made the change away from that in, I think it was either the any percent or the normal one. I think it was
mm, okay, so I did. That was my bad. Um, that's exactly what my strat was because I 2-2 gets banned, I get on 2-4.
yes.
2-4
Yeah,
gets
no,
banned, I get on 2-2.
your 2-4 was very, very solid in those 4 game rounds. Very impressive to see.
That was not very solid. That was
I mean,
very bad. Like,
it was
but
very
okay.
consistent, is what
Oh,
I mean.
okay, yeah.
Um,
Okay. 53.103 from Enra
ooh.
on 3-1, which is really, really fast.
Let me
But
grab the 3-1 record for. Let me just have a look at the any percent 3-1. Oh, wait, no, that's, yeah.
it's gonna be like 15, I think.
It'd be mad. Yeah, given that the P% for
Yeah.
3-1 is a 1 minute 2 second.
Yeah.
Um, like it's inbounds, you can skip a couple of stuff, but in terms of like speed wise, there's not a lot. Bar that first arena.
123 for Yusum on 5-3.
Ooh.
Big mans, what are you doing?
Very, very neat stuff there. Like
just
now,
making sure.
yeah, making really solid sure, and now he's leaving, and probably going to three
Yes,
one now to
going to
see if he can grab.
3-1. Yes, yes. And I think if Houston gets a sub 50, that I'm pretty sure I've seen him get before,
Hmm.
that's gonna be a sweep. That is gonna be 3-2-0 from Houston.
It is
Because I
very
don't.
much looking like it. We are now approaching the halfway point. Now, and I'll say as much. Oh wait, no, I'll type it in the chat. Um,
Good idea.
halfway point. There we go. Some they might see it when they're pausing for that, but we'll ask them when it's up so that they are actually notified. Um,
Sure.
but yeah, no, I think Ainra like thought they had a really solid 5-3,
Yes.
and is trying to get a really solid 3-1 so they don't have to tackle a 4-2.
4-2. Yes. But
However, it's now
they
coming
did
up
not
that
take in mind that
mm,
Houston just built different. And the Enra's run on 5-3 is very solid. I don't think I've ever got a run even close to that, but Houston is just it's just a little different when it comes to big and arena heavy levels
mm,
in North Balance at
oh,
least.
absolutely, absolutely. Um, yeah, no, I know that when planning out this one, I for this inbound tournament, I definitely wanted to get you in here for it, and I definitely wanted to get Usam in with it as well because I know that um, when I was starting off, anyways, Usam was doing a lot of running. Well, when I started off Ultra Saturday, Usam was
Yeah.
doing a lot of inbounds at the time.
I
Um,
think the time when Ultrasaturday started, that was the peak time of North Balance at its starting point
mm,
in terms that both me and Houston were kind of battling it out. So we would take world records from each other like on weekly basis. So
yeah,
it would be 3 days of Yusum, crowned winner, then me. Yusum, me.
yeah, no,
And
that.
then the race came.
Oh, very nice stuff. Yeah, no, I definitely wanted to get that in. One person that I wish that we had actually gotten for the P% tournament, and I know that it is half a time zone thing, half I don't think I've actually seen them around in the Discord much anymore. But Hayes, I really did want. Like,
Right.
I've been thinking about it for ages before doing the P% tournament. If I could get Hayes in it, that would have been great. Um,
Hayes was the first person to ever take the world record from me. So like how it started, I started speedrunning Not a Bounce because nobody would speedrun it seriously.
mm,
So the record at the time was 13:42 or something like that by Unimagination.
mm.
Um, then I took it back to and Houston getting a sub 50 for
Sub
3-1.
50, 3-1.
Right now being in lead by 3 levels. That is tragic.
It's
But it
tragic,
also
but
very hype.
it really shows just how like the height of like gameplay that we're seeing, the height of inbound speedrunning that we're seeing now. Because like there
It
isn't
is
much
insane.
better times than what Usam is getting.
I am not sure if Yusum did not just get a world record for this because we don't really have a board that much right now.
Yeah,
So that could be a world record by Yusum.
yeah. I mean, like I know that for myself, doing so much weaponless, I don't have a actual physical record of what the best
Yeah.
times people have gotten for individual levels of it. But I do have a grasp of like this is the lowest I've managed to get.
Yes. It
Uh,
is very easy to keep track when you're the only one running, but
yeah,
when more people are included, then becomes a little bit of a problem.
yeah, exactly. I mean, I know there's a handful of levels that my record in in weaponness percent is definitely not the actual world record of it, because
Yes.
Jamaica is like is really busted at weaponness on some levels. They haven't run it in a while, as far as I'm aware, but like
Yeah. I
they've
think
gone like many as I think they got a sub 50 4-2 weaponness at some point. I know they got a sub 1 minute 4-4, which was
yeah. That
amazing.
is. I would assume it was during the time when the uh, Perry Insta was up, right?
Funny thing, it wasn't.
It wasn't. Okay,
It,
that is it's crazy. Okay,
that
it
it
is crazy.
used a multitude of things. I like I still have to actually figure out how it properly works, but through weaponless, I think weaponless 4-4 is the first level in Ultrakill that has RNG manipulation in the speedrunning of it, because we want V2 to throw the coins because we don't have coins.
Oh yeah.
So
Okay, that is.
like like there is ways to make him like either really
Yeah.
delay throwing the coins or sometimes really quickly get it, and it's all about positioning and distance from V2. And I've tried different methods of like, are you looking at him or not? And it's like it's hard to tell what actually is working or not when you're trying to just figure out what's the randomness based off of.
Henry is coming back to 4-2 after
Yes,
not getting a better time than a 53.6, if I remember correctly.
yes,
We'll
around
see how much time we have left. We have 3 minutes left.
3
Three
minutes.
minutes left for
We started
Enra
at
to catch up.
23 past. It's 40 minutes, correct?
Yes. So I think that's the time when to ping the runners. Tell them that they.
I don't think it's 3 minutes left.
Half point was at 42 minutes, and it's almost 50 right now.
Oh no, but you're counting from the top of the hour. Are you? I'm
Oh, I'm
counting
done.
from.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm counting from when I said go. Um,
Okay.
so,
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, that makes sense. That's a
Yeah.
32.
That is okay. No, wait. What did the Yusum get? I don't remember.
Either way, 32 is impressive.
32 is incredibly impressive, but I don't.
In
I
fact,
think
isn't
yes. I think 26 was the time from Yusum. Somewhere around 20.
I'm gonna go and see, because basically what we are playing for inbounds 4-2 is just any percent 4-2, so we can use the
Yeah.
leaderboard to
Yes.
base off
Oh, yeah.
that.
Yeah. You're right. You're right. I think the difference was 4 seconds, right? I said. Oh yeah, it was like 26. Oh yeah, 2 seconds. 2 seconds was the difference. Yes. Okay,
Yeah.
so it is 26.
Yeah.
So 6 seconds faster than the time that I just got.
Very,
That
very,
is
very interesting to see.
very crazy. That is so crazy that Yusum is so dominant in such annoying levels. I don't know what it tells about Yusum, but it does tell some
Well,
about
I'm
the
just
skill gap there is.
yeah, I'm looking at the leaderboard for any percent 4-2 now, and it's Usam second place with 25 seconds. Like, so Usam definitely has the potential in him to slaughter those times. Well, I haven't seen Hodgepodge about in ages.
Oh, that is true. There is a lot of people. Oh yeah, I was talking about like Hayes taking so Hayes was the first person after I remember I got a sub 11, the first there
Mm.
was for like through full game at the time was through 01 to 44. Yeah, 44. So I got that time. Uh, that was pretty cool. But then Hayes just came in and beat my world record by 30 seconds
Mm. Yeah.
because how good they were at that time. They don't really speedrun, if I recall correctly. Right now, they're waiting for the new content patch to come back to speedrunning.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, like I don't do a lot of speedrunning right now,
Yeah,
but I'm running Ultra Saturday, so I think that
yeah,
takes up all my speedrunning content week by week. Because there's only so much speedrunning you can watch before kind of getting overdoing speedrunning yourself.
that
Um,
is very true. That is very true. And the craziest part about Usam's 3-1, what kind of arena skips uses for and
mm,
gets crazy times with it.
yeah, like because I was thinking to mention at the start, like that's the shotgun blast instead of the using the rail cannon to go upwards like Ainra was doing.
And killing the Maurice is kinda waste of time, and that arena skip is kinda waste of time, and still getting that crazy of a time is just it's
God, yeah. No,
unbearable.
Ainra's working again on 5-3. Like definitely has Usam beat in terms of possibly getting to this like the big arena here,
Yes.
but it's partly the execution of the arena, partly probably the exit from it as well that could be causing the big difference.
True. True. And I think the one of the biggest reasons why Yusum is in the lead right now is the experience with the category and speedrunning in general.
It's
That there is
48.9 in 3-1.
that is fast. That is fast. Yeah. So yeah, as I was saying, just the knowledge about how to feel
Mm.
in these situations where you should be nervous, but Yusum been in so many war records attempts in such good paces
Yes.
that I don't think there is a human left behind the runner.
Oh no, that's very true. When the pressure is on, it can shake you up a bit. Um,
Yes. When the pressure is on, the only thing that you got is your experience and your experience with pressure, your experience with everything around the category that you're running right now. And Enra is getting 128.095 on 5-3, and I don't remember what time did he use some good.
I can't quite remember either, but I know that we were both still quite impressed with it. It might have been closer to the 26, but I'm not certain on that. We'll just have to see the screenshots in the end.
Yes.
But yes, no, we are approaching more and more towards the end, coming up now. So I
It is a
suppose.
very, very, two very good runners.
Mm.
And Yusun being lead doesn't mean anything about Enra. Enra
Oh no,
is incredibly good,
like I
especially
think
for the time being that they're been speedrunning this game. I don't think Enra has been here for that much of a long time because Yusum been here before Greed.
yeah, yeah, no,
And
100%. Like,
yeah,
it was here before Greed. Usam was definitely here before the first Prime Sanctum as
yes,
well.
sure, sure.
So like, and, I've only seen Ainra around at Ultra Saturday. I think after Greed, maybe after Wrath. Not certain about that.
Yes, I think after Wrath. I think after Wrath.
Yeah,
That was the first time I've seen them.
but
And that
it,
is a very, very fast. way to get good at this game. This good that you're rivaling Yusum
And like, I
in the
think
finals.
in terms of picking up a new category, because like Ainra was saying that they learnt off of Usam's runs only in the past like week or so, or is it 3 days or something? Like,
Yes.
so
Yeah.
you can see that the skill is there, and a lot of the difference is going to be partly with the skull clips practice and stuff, and
Very true.
experience, as you were saying.
Yes, I think. Yeah, I'm gonna just repeat myself. I think the biggest difference between the two runners that we're watching right now is the experience behind Yusum's back. That it's been years since Yusum started speedrunning. It's been years since Yusum started getting world records. The first full game world record that I've seen Yusum get was the any percent, while everybody was running Violent. Just came in, started running on Harmless, got a 15 over the world record,
Yeah.
which is insane times. And
Yeah, like absolutely, especially for like any percent, which is so contested.
competitive, very competitive, very contestant, and just having so much experience with the pressure shows it very good with the consistency in the finals right now.
Yeah, yeah. It is very impressive to see, like, because this is essentially the height of inbounds speedrunning, and
Very
like,
true.
I come to Ultra Saturday every week, and every now and then we have a world record speedrunner here doing this, that, and the other, um, and all of that, and it is so nice to see both very experienced players and new players, like
Yes.
both at the same thing competing essentially, and it puts in perspective the depth of skill that the more experienced players have had and have had to pick up and learn on and things.
Very true. The great example is 3-1 right now because Yusum is
Yes.
using a slower
start.
arena skip, a
Yes.
slower start, a slower exit arena, but still getting times that are almost 10 seconds faster.
Yeah, and they're both
Which
using the
is-
same kill for the Serbs. But I'm noticing
Yeah.
one thing here in the stairs room. Usam is checkpointing, ultra boosting towards the end of it, and then checkpointing
Yes.
again to get back that charge.
I routed it.
Oh, did you? It is.
It's very like annoying that not annoying, but like I could say it for a lot of places, but like it doesn't matter who routed it. I think because
No.
like I'm not there. Like, even
Yeah.
I thought about it, and like everybody started being better at it. You know,
Exactly.
that's a 47.
47.
47.9 from Yusum, and that is incredible. Everybody loves Yusum. That is true.
Absurdly high levels of skill there. Like he's gone 3 different times that are sub 50.
Yusum is asking how much time left.
How much time left?
Yeah, about 5 minutes, right?
3 minutes left.
3 minutes. Yeah, yeah.
Which is, yeah, it is stunning to see such a high level of performance from these, and also to expand upon your point as well with like it doesn't matter who routed what. 100% agree there and stuff. However, for weaponless, I do like keeping track of who routed what for the sake of history, but also like I'm
of course
like the one out of bounds that we have for weaponless for 3-1 that like literally saves us minutes of time having that. Like, I'm never gonna forget that it was SVXE who found that, and I'm always just gonna be calling that the SVXE out of bounds.
Of course, and I always gonna call the 2-3 blue skip thing, blue skull skip, plat skip.
Yes,
Where it
no,
should
100% that's good. Like, I know that we don't use it for weaponless at the moment, but like, that is gonna be in the back of my mind every single time I enter like 2-3. 100%.
Sorry, I moved back in a chair. I'm very sorry, chat. I'm gonna be louder right now. Am I louder? Oh no.
I don't know if they're asking for more voice volume or they're asking for more game volume. Either way, the run's practically over. So
Very true. Incredible runs from both the speedrunners.
very much.
And
So.
I think, yeah, I think there is 2 minutes left.
Yeah, 2 minutes left now.
Yeah.
Just more volume in general. You do know, Kaio, the worst. You have a volume button on your device that you could increase if you want more volume in general. I do not mean to get sassy with you, but that's what it's for.
That sounds like true. Yeah, yeah. For sure.
Alright, about
That is
1
very
minute
nice.
left. About 1 minute left. I'm going to prepare the ats for them. So at Usam, at Ainra. And there we go. That's all prepared now for as soon as the minute ticks over. More volume from Usam. Well, you could have just said so. There you go. There's a little bit more volume from Usam for the less than a minute that's in it. Right. Pretty much ready to wrap it up. Usam just got 29 over there.
29, nice. Goddamn. If, very important part, if anybody in the chat right now that is not subscribed to Ultra Saturday, but likes
know if we have
Ultrakill speedrunning, should follow. I meant
yeah.
follows. I meant follows.
Give the follow. I will never pressure anybody to subscribe because, number one, I don't think I've got that working, and
Yeah, it
number
doesn't.
two,
It
it
doesn't
won't
work right
support anybody. I haven't set up the account stuff to get any money from this, which I'll get around to eventually. But I'm being lazy at the moment, so it's fine. All right.
I'm on mute.
So I'm just gonna quickly tell them to
I'm Devin. I'm here.
deafen. Yeah, just. All right. So I'm gonna move the perspective over to the waiting screen, just so that I can actually look at the group chat properly, and get a good perspective on your stuff. So, very, very good running, everybody. We are now going to have a look at your screenshots to see how well you did. So, as a reminder, the levels that showed up are 3-1, 4-2, and 5-3. I'm going to go in order of how they were picked. Both of you, prepare your screenshots. Prepare them, don't post them. Prepare your screenshots to post in our little group chat thing for 3-1.
Okay. Yeah, I'm ready as well.
Good stuff. All right. I'm going to give it a small countdown and you'll post them at the same time. 3, 2, 1, go. So, it looks like for 3-1, the winner is Usam with a 47.920 seconds against Ainra's 53.103. Very well done for the first level. It could all be decided here, folks. It could all be decided here. Next up is
4-2.
Next up is 4-2. Yes, prepare your screenshots, and I'll give the same countdown again. All right. 3, 2, 1, go. And for 4-2, we have the winner as Usam with a 28.621 to the 32.039. And for the sake of just for the rest of it, we will do the last one. 5-3. Place your screenshots. 3, 2, 1. And the winner of 5-3 is Usam with a 123.370 against 128.095. And that, with a 3-level sweep, makes Usam the Ultrakill Inbounds champion. There are many applauses in the chat on Twitch from all of Usam's rabid fans.
GG.
Oh, this is the world record. Yeah, so 5-3 is world record as well, according to Black.
No, not the mammoth.
The mammoth.
The mammoth. It's the mammoth for I lost.
Can I get some mammoths in chat, please?
No, don't.
Absolutely fantastic job, everybody. Usam, do you have any words to say, being having picked up another championship title? Do you have anything to say at all?
How do I say no?
Well, I mean, it's crazy.
That's very good. Very good.
Very
No,
good.
it's actually. Yeah. That's it.
Excellent. Well, with those grand words of wisdom done,
Mammoth noses.
I'm happy to give you, of course, permission to use the Inbounds champion title however you please, along with your 2 other titles that you've got.
Yeah, there's a few of those already.
Mm-hmm.
Somehow I get to keep them.
Wait, so which ones do you have? This one?
The general champion, like of all things. Then any percent, and now Inbounds. So
nice.
Yeah,
it is a
crazy,
good collection. I'm sure one of these days Cynic is going to show up and show you what.
Yeah.
But now, as the tournament is coming to a close, we now have 2 issues to address. The first one being, what will be the next tournament, which will happen next month? And
new game 100%.
That would be too long.
What are you talking about?
Peopleless. I'm telling you.
Peopleless is not going to be a tournament as well, for the exact same reason, but also, like, you don't know the routing, so, like, there's...
Has there been a no-mo weaponless tournament?
There has not. There has not.
That could be a good idea.
It could be a good idea.
P% no-mo.
I think, given that we've done the main 4 categories that we've completed, right? And I know No-Mo is on the main board. Inbounds is going to be on the main board soon enough. So that will have covered all the main bound ones. I think, as just tournament-wise, let's run, before we tackle any weaponless or no-mo weaponless or things like that, let's run the general tournament once more.
I don't think I was here for the general tournament.
Let's
It was the
let's
very
go.
first Ultra tournament. It was
Yeah, I definitely
a
weren't here
long,
then.
long time back. It was, yeah, no, it was very long. So the next tournament is going to be the general tournament, which will be very interesting to see. And now for the second issue to address, who
Who do we raid?
we raid, exactly.
Yep. Who is there doing Ultrakill?
I've been looking at it, of course. We're currently at top of Ultrakill, which is
Average
fantastic.
Ultra stats?
Which does make sense. And I suppose I've only one message. Well, I have two messages really, if you want, when we're raiding, and that is both to stay hydrated, like we always do, but also to spread the word that Usam is the new inbounds percent champion. Right. Okay. Who will we raid? Who looks... You know what? This person has speedrun as a tag. No, actually, let's not go them. Is Colin live? Is Colin alive?
I see
Colin
why I
not
didn't want
live.
to go for them.
Oh, Colin is not live. Oh, damn. You could have... Such a shame, because he's usually doing Duck Game on Saturdays.
Yeah, they finished like 15 minutes ago before the final started.
Okay, to be fair, to be fair, we've been going
And they
for
didn't
a
even
while.
raid us.
Okay.
Colin is an asshole.
How could
Need
they?
someone else. You know what? Let's just pick who's... Okay, let's just do this person. Hello, you. It is not Friday, in fact. It is definitely Saturday in most places. Okay, it's this slash. Right?
Not
Slash.
right anywhere. Is it? Yeah, it's Sunday. Yeah.
Cool. I don't know what this person is like, but they appear from the thumbnail to be in the middle of 4-3. So demand that they hydrate with the threat of force, and tell them that Usam is the new inbounds percent champion. And someone will explain that we're a bunch of speedrunners along the way.
I think that's Spanish. I think
I
there's a
mean, you don't
Spanish
have to do
channel.
the first part. You don't have to do the first part, if you ask me.
Yeah, no, you have to hydrate.
No,
100%.
and hydrate, yes, yeah.
How do you say hydrate in Spanish? Quickly.
Google Translate.
You could just shout aqua. I believe that is actually...
Oh, aqua.
Yeah, I just demand water. That could be
Okay.
quite entertaining.
Wait, I'll put it in stream chat
Yes.
in like the 2 seconds we have. There we go.
Yes, there you go. Hydrator. Everybody, you must spam that, and then you can say in English.
Oh, and what is agua?
Agua. Okay, I was close.
Yeah.
I was close. Right. Well, without any further ado, I won't hold you up in the raid much longer. Thank you all for coming. It's been a fantastic tournament. Stay hydrated, and see you next Saturday.
Good Ultra tournament. See ya.
Great Ultra tournament. But
Fantastic time.
Yep.
Thank you all for coming. Of course, it was a fantastic job. And I'll see you next week. I need to rest my voice.
yeah, I can see that.
But yes, no, absolutely fantastic. Looking forward to coming back to the general one again. And I do feel after we've gone through the cycle once more, I can justify to myself touching the weaponless stuff then. Later, like the normal weaponless and maybe a weaponless any percent as well. But yes,
A shame the Sync couldn't be here.